Hi there, I'm Amber Bruce, Communications Director for Ministries, a member of TC-CAT and a local nonprofit dedicated to responding to domestic sex trafficking with the love of Christ through intervention and restorative services, while motivating many to respond to the global human trafficking crisis with justice and mercy. Here in the Tri-Cities of southeastern Washington state, the Tri-City Coalition Against Trafficking, or TC-CAT, has made great strides in the fight against human trafficking over the past several years. Now it's time to take it up a notch. Victims of human trafficking are currently served through multidisciplinary teams within TC-CAT.
TC-CAT is basically a group of professional entities throughout the local area that convene to be able to address the needs and services directed towards children who are identified as having been sexually exploited. And throughout that process, we work with each of the different entities to be able to, like I said, provide services, advocacy, housing, and support throughout any legal process to actually, be able to end any further exploitation of that child.
One of the roles that has proved crucial in identifying and caring for victims is a specialized human trafficking advocate. For example, the temporary advocate in Benton County has served in 37 cases of commercial sexual exploitation of children in just the past 9 months. In 10 of these cases, the advocate has worked with law enforcement to prosecute the exploiters.
As far as being a law enforcement officer, I would not have been able to break into kind of the world of some of these victims had I not had an advocate present, because their role is more to focus on the needs of the child, to make sure that they feel comfortable, to kind of hold their hand through the process. Whereas my role is to make sure that we, number one, can identify all the different areas that they've been exploited, and then ultimately identify their exploiters so that we can stop that further victimization of not only that victim, but any other victims that we may identify.
A specialized advocate for the victims of domestic minor sex trafficking is very important because, aside from like domestic violence and sexual assault, domestic minor sex trafficking brings also to the table a very unique and different type of abuse that I believe takes a special kind of an advocate to understand and maintain that relationship and that rapport with individuals. Relationship and rapport are the key to the intervention of these victims who have survived and continue to survive and strive to live normal lives. And so the advocate who is trained in this particular issue will help bring an awareness and understanding not only to the victims but to the community that it serves.
We need a specialized human trafficking advocate who can serve the entire Tri-Cities, Benton and Franklin counties, and whose job is more than temporary. That's the way we're taking this fight up a notch. Here's where you come in. Thanks to a generous grant from Women Helping Women and donors like you, Ministries has more than half the funds to hire a part-time specialized human trafficking advocate for 2016. In this campaign, our goal is to raise the rest of the funds, $8,500. Specialized human trafficking advocates are personal, significant, and cost-effective. Join us in taking this fight up a notch. Pledge your support today. Share with your networks and tell your friends.